Welcome back, folks. Today we brought out our nice old doppelganger playmat. Today I've purchased 6 beta time vaults in the last 60 days. And I'm going to go through them. I got nice clean hands here. And we're going to audit and make sure that all 6 of these young ladies are authentic and beautiful. So first thing we want to do is we are going to compare to a collector's edition to make sure we don't have any rebacked or bizarre ones. So hold on. There's black, so artifact should be right behind it. So we're going to grab our beta collector's edition time vault here. Is it alphabetized? This one is not. Where's our beta? Come on. Please hold for the next available representative. There we go. All right, so now that we have our beta collector's edition time vault, first thing we always want to do is you want to make sure that you don't have a reback. So let's take a look at one of ours. So here is a collector's edition, and there is the regular. So there's obviously not much of a difference, but up close you can definitely see. First of all, the looks like the mana, the number 2 inside the circle, is definitely nicely centered, where the actual beta version, the 2 is actually a little low compared to the circle shape. And of course, the thickness of the font, there is a slight variant. So obviously that's what we want to look for first. So we want to make sure that we don't have anything sketchy. And she looks stunning. Nice little low on the 2. Looks nice and good. As you can see, remember the original 2 is nicely centered. And this one is a little lower, if you can't really tell there. Looks absolutely fantastic there. Beautiful, beautiful beta time vault. Here's our next one here. I want to make sure the 2 looks good. Nicely off-centered to the little bit lower bit. And she looks very, very nice. Okay. So, and after we finish this, these 3 are, I might actually have these graded. Those 3 look pretty good. If the PSA grading ever gets back to normal sometime soon. Now this one's got a little bit of light play. There's some little dings and everything. Nothing too dramatic. I probably wouldn't grade this. So that's a light played one. And last but not least here, another light played one. I don't see any inking, nothing weird. Looks very nice, very clean. Okay. And number 6. So, all right, definitely this one's got the most amount of play on it. And last but not least, we'll move over. Let's bring out a Rudy God book and do one final comparison here. So let's take one that I already have and just do a quick comparison as a pre-existing beta one. And looks good. I don't see any differences at all. There's my Rudy signed one where I sign my own cards and fake everybody else's signature, of course. That's what the internet told me. All right, looks good. All right, so before we go any further on here, let me just give my rationale what's going on here. There's still a tremendous amount of opportunities out there in what I feel to be the ABU 4 Horsemen things. I know everyone says, oh, everything's expensive, it's rare. You know, in an era of inflation where everything's very expensive and new Magic products released are getting very, very expensive. I'm telling you all, by the way, we're a couple months out from Double Masters 2 or Quad Masters, and I cannot wait to see what Double Masters 2 VIP packs or mega packs are going to be. Because last time they were $100 a pack. I'm predicting this time they're going to be $150 to $200 a pack. I've been predicting that for a while. Which means a case of 16 packs of VIP Quad Masters could literally be over $3,000 for one case of 12 packs. So I want to say that up front because I want people to have a better understanding of my perspective on cost. When I see beta time vaults around $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 range, and people act like that, you know, it's overpriced or it's these are museum quality pieces, and I still feel like how a beta time vault is not 10,000 plus blows my mind. Blows my mind how it's still that cheap. And that goes for a lot of these cards. So again, you know, and by the way, and of course, if you have any old Magic cards you're looking to sell, AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. Send the old PP, pictures and prices. Don't do anything gross. And send it over and let me see what you got there. On average, matching the buy list and everything of obviously the old ABUs and Star Cities, I think on average it still comes out to about 65% of eBay sold. I think some of the cards, depending on the buy list, sometimes it goes to 75%, sometimes it's a 55%. But it seems to be like, even when I spot check nowadays, it seems to be between that 60 and 70% of eBay sold seems to be where the buy list is nowadays. So obviously still paying that. And of course, covering your fancy schmancy shipping. And love to share your story, put you on the channel. We got a couple interesting collections in transit and a couple deals in process here in the old Florida man territory. But I just wanted to share that I've been still doing this. People have been asking me, anybody notice Rudy hasn't been doing as many vintage collection buying? I have been. Again, keep in mind, I go through spells where some of the transactions, if the seller specifically states they don't want it filmed or they don't want any of their information, I respect their view. So sometimes when I even get a smaller collection of one or two cards, or a whole complete set of, I don't know, revised, or a complete set of, Arabian Nights complete set for $15,000 or something. I don't know. It depends, because a lot of times, they just don't want to be on YouTube because of the, maybe they don't want the attention or anything like that, or they don't want people knowing they dealt with evil Rudy, or, who knows. But anyway, I just want to communicate to you all that I'm not sure why or how people feel about today's prices, or lack thereof prices. I just don't know why people aren't seeing the opportunities that I see. And, sure, this isn't 2016, 2017 Rudy on YouTube yelling about Bizarre Baghdad at $600 should be $2,000. And by the way, if you have any Bizarre Bagdads, and I predict they'd be to $2,000, please contact me at AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. I will gladly pay you the full $2,000 now. Yikes, I know, right? But that's where it is, And same thing with Unlimited here. It's just one of these situations. Before we have another major run, I'm always buying this stuff, and I'm still not looking to sell anything. I have no intentions of selling, but I just don't think people are giving this stuff enough credit, because we talked about this and we touched on it in some other videos. A lot of people are very, how do I say it? The big numbers scare them. There's a saying on Wall Street. The average retail trader and retail investor loves to buy stocks that have a low dollar sign attached to it. In other words, if a stock is $1 or $5, it's very attractive to an amateur retail Timmy. If a stock is $3,000 Amazon or $3,000 Goog, or Alphabet, whatever they call themselves now, people tend to, oh God, easy money's been made. Too late. Oh, I'm too late to the game. And that leads retail traders and retail investors to get attracted to things that aren't as good quality because the raw dollar amount. When in reality, it's about earnings per share, quantities, and it's a lot more complicated with market cap and shares outstanding, all that fun crap. But amateurs don't really look at that. They just look at, I'm going to buy this penny stock for 1 cent or half a cent or 1,000th of a penny, and I'm going to buy billions of shares. And well, there's a reason it's priced that. It's probably a pump and dump. It's probably a scam. It's probably on the pink sheets or something silly. And I just want people to be aware. The same principle applies to Magic, folks. It applies to Flesh and Blood. It applies to Pokemon, vintage Pokemon, the old Pokemon stuff, high-end stuff. It applies to all kinds of vintage sports card industries, graded currency, collectibles, real estate. It applies to everything. There's a reason why, a high-end product has the high-end price that it has, because there's something going on to cause that. There's a reason a stock is at 1 cent or 1/10 of a penny, and I don't know, Papa Bezos is $3,000 a share. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why the company has value or assets or the balance sheet. It's complicated. And, back to Magic now, when you see a beta time vault, or even a beta pearl, the cheapest beta of the 5 Moxens, when you see that and say, a couple $1,000 for that card, that's, rich people problems. You're not owning something like that, or a time vault or anything, is the financial, how do I say it? The percentage movements. Sure, you're not going to 10x your money, okay? The odds of a $4,000 time vault going to $40,000, while it's low, it's not impossible, But people say, well, Rudy, if I buy a $40 card, it can go to $400 and I can 10x. And that's, unfortunately, that's the allure of buying lower quality, because they're going for the big kill. And unfortunately, many times, not only do you not get the 10x, you don't even get to 2x. You don't even maintain the 1x. You end up going to a 3/4 or a half an x because of market swings or illiquidity or something that was pumped and dumped on you. And that happens a lot on Wall Street, especially with pink sheet and over-the-counter, non NYSE or non-NASDAQ or non actual stable profit-generating companies. And it's always been that way. And I'm trying to emphasize to you all that just because what you see and what I wanted to kind of verify, because like I said, I was about to, verify these time vaults, and I was like, dude, I haven't talked about old cards in so long. I'll pull it out. I'll put the camera here while I look at them real quick. And people just get so gun shy and nervous because the dollar amount's high. And it leads them to making decisions that aren't as good. Like, okay, final example, and I promise on the video. Rudy, I have $10,000 to invest. Oh, wow, that's a lot. My situation's great. I'm making 6 figures. I got no debt. I own my house. I own my car, my woman and children, and I have 45 kids. You should probably get birth control. I have 44 kids and all these things, and I have one stepmom who does laundry for me. Everything's great. I said, wow, that's a fantastic life, and that you should be proud, man. You should be happy and positive that you have an amazing life. Good for you. Okay, I got $10,000 to invest in Magic. Rudy, I'm thinking about spending $10,000 all new boxes. Okay, or Rudy, I'm going to spend $10,000 and buy all $1 reserveless cards from Fallen Empires. Okay, I mean that's an option. So most people would not choose to buy 2 $5,000 cards versus buying high quantity. Most people are going to choose the lower dollar item to get more bang for their buck because it feels better. And they're going by the feeling, the self-fulfillment, the satisfaction of having a bunch. Now again, assuming everything else is in place and emergency funds, they own stocks, real estate, and everything else, blah, blah, blah. They have, they got their washer dryer paid for, all that. There is diversification is still king. Ideally, what you should be doing is having exposure to something old, having exposure to something new, having exposure to sealed product, reserveless singles, Pokemon product, and all the other card games. You should be diversified. Same thing with stocks, same thing with real estate. You don't put your life savings in a single rental property. You diversify, okay? You have multiple. You have, you don't, maybe you don't buy 10 identical houses. You have some differences in these things. And that's kind of, some very wealthy people, obviously, just like Warren Buffett and Jimmy Buffett and everybody always say, the only free lunch in investing is diversification. That's the only free space on the monopoly board because there's no charge for it. And no matter how good or bad the flavor of the month is, or whatever sector of stocks are doing the best this month, and whatever new Magic or old Magic or Whites or Pokemon, whatever's doing the best this month, most likely will not be doing the best next month. But when you're split between all the categories, and some go down and some go up, you average pretty good returns and you do very well long term. And you need to have that mindset, and you cannot be discouraged because a time vault costs $4,000. You can't do that because it makes you and it leads you to wrong decisions. You can't go online to Reddits and Facebook groups and Discord groups and Backpage, Tinder, Silk Road, OnlyFans, Rudy Bathwater group, and you can't say, hey, I'm thinking about investing in, I don't know what the new Magic set, Neon Kamigawa, which I'm really excited about, by the way. I put my life, no matter what you do online, people are going to tell you no and just cut you down. You cannot do that because all you're doing is you're looking online for someone who has similar views, and you're looking for positive feedback because you're concerned that you're missing something or you think something's wrong, and you're looking for other people's opinions. Unfortunately, the internet doesn't provide those very smooth, non-emotional opinions. But I'm here to tell you all, don't let the size of the dollar amount confuse you. That's all. That's the end of the video.